Hey, what's going on, guys? Carter here with Edged Mindset. Welcome to my channel today. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. Really appreciate it. We're going to be doing a first for me. A couple firsts. One, we're going to take apart this Prince Customs Proteqn, or we're going to try to, because it is spinning out on me. Not off to a good start. So now I've got to... Man, nothing ever goes well for me. I swear, like, the most straightforward video, and can't make it work. I got to, man, these bits, these shiny Torx bits that I bought, I can never pull them out of this stupid, I can't get the grip unless I use a chip clip. A chip clip. Okay, now I got to get my other, that's gone. It's just... It's gone. Everything just disappears, man. You ever have that problem? It's like almost comical sometimes, where you're just flabbergasted by how things can disappear. So I will say, I will knock... Wait a minute, what's going on here? Are these different sizes? No, yeah, never mind. That didn't happen. Don't listen to me. Okay, I'm trying to be careful. What side is coming out here? So yeah, first for me, taking apart this Proteqn for one, like I mentioned before. It does kind of suck that that's not captured, you know. Princeton, let's get that side captured, huh? Taking this apart, and I'm putting in skiffs, like actual skiffs. I've done bearings to skiff washer conversions, whatever you want to call it, before. But this is the first time I've put skiff bearings in and replaced factory ones. So I'm curious to see if I notice a difference. And I should have, oh, son of a bee. Come on. I think it like, resealed. There we go. I think I should have done this before taking it apart, but let me describe the action. I could definitely feel the bearings in the stock ones. Like I could kind of feel them moving, which I don't love. I don't know. It just kind of bugs me. I don't love it when I feel them kind of rolling. And then it didn't feel the most laterally stable. I wouldn't say blade play or anything like that, but I feel like there was a little bit of flex side to side, this way, which supposedly skiffs will help rectify. So let's take a look inside this Proteqn here. We've got a steel insert, so that's cool. I've noticed a lot of small batch and custom makers, sometimes they do steel inserts, sometimes they run their bearings right against titanium, so that's cool. Let's take a look at the back spacer here. So I'm guessing, oh no, that screws in on this side. I'd have to remove that screw to completely remove it. You can see we've got a pin on this side, which adds to stability. It's going to key into this side as well as that side. And then we've got the floating back spacer we'll take a look at here in a second. You can see it right there, kind of floating. Here's the OG barrel. Okay, this is what I wanted to look at. So this does not have a traditional detent ball. It's got a nub similar to like Sharp by Design. What exactly is happening here? It's got this doodad on the back. I'm trying to see what all, because oh, maybe that's just the over travel. Maybe it really is just this nub right there. That is something else. I don't know what I feel about that. This company does it. Princeton Wong of Prince Customs does it. And like I mentioned, Sharp by Design does it as well. I don't know if I love it. It works well. And I think the benefit and why Princeton did it here is he wanted very little lock bar pressure. As you can see, it's barely bent over. But in order to succeed at that, you have to somehow figure out how to have a stronger detent. Because if you just take a normal knife with a detent ball, like this right here and just bend this lock bar out so it would match this, the detent would be too light and it wouldn't be snappy because there wouldn't be enough pressure on the ball going into the hole to make it have good action. The other problem you run into is lockup issues. If you don't have enough lock bar pressure, when it presses up against this lock interface here, it can slip and things like that. And how you manage that is just by having absolute perfect lock face. You can see, you can hardly even tell that it's like angled. It's pretty crazy how that's dialed in. He also does a really long ramp. You can kind of see right there, see how it's catching the light? So that is his little nub ramp. So that steel rides up against, it looks like the inside of that ramp right there. Or maybe not, maybe right in the center. And that's what gives you that smooth transition over to where that nub sits. And then he doesn't go all the way through with the hole there. Huh, very, very cool. Very cool. So, what are we going to do? Do I want to clean this up? I mean, I can do that. I can clean this up. I'm not much of a Nick Shabazz perfectionist when it comes to cleaning up my knives, like especially when they're not really filthy. I kind of just go with the old wipe it up, make sure it's good enough. Let's do a comparison here. For those that aren't familiar with Skiffs, so the stock ones are kind of cheaper taco style, meaning it's like thin steel and then it's bent and then you've got the bearings on this side, and so you have to put them in a certain way, or you should put them in a certain way so that the flat side is up against the blade. The Skiffs are embedded directly in a solid piece here, which this looks like bronze or copper or something. So it is different, and you can see how it has more balls. And so that's what's supposed to give it the stability, is more balls, even though you'd think it would be the opposite, right? Like if I had more balls, I'd probably be a less stable person. But that's not the case in these. So it's supposed to provide more stability, maybe better action. I find that hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that the action could actually be better on this guy. And I am so tempted to give it a little bit more lock bar tension, but I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm going to resist the urge. I think the detent would probably be a little strong if I did that. And per usual, I got ahead of myself and I started putting that together before I cleaned this up. So we'll do that real quick. These videos, guys, this is for like the true hardcore knife nerd to watch something like this. You have to be deep in the hobby to sit here and watch somebody yip yap and dink around with putting new bearings inside their knife. I'll go ahead and put a little over here as well, even though I think I missed one side on the opposite side. That's fine. That's fine. This thing comes apart pretty easily, except for that main pivot here not being captured, but that's fine as well. Everything is fine. Come on. Pressing on the other side with my index. I got it without having to use, well, not quite. We'll get this in and then monkey with it, huh? Shall we? Now let's hope everything is nice and centered still. Should be. Typically with these kind of knives, that's what you're going to see. Okay, I'm going to have to do this. I was hoping to avoid it, but unrealistic expectations. Let's see what that did. Still has a little bit of wiggle. This may be totally lackluster. I may give the action a shot, and it may be nothing significant as I fail to deploy. Okay, let me see. I do have more side-to-side stability right now. We are perfectly centered, as you can see right there. That's all good. I almost wonder if I've got the pivot just a little too snug. Okay. Now we've got a little bit of side to side. So I definitely need it kind of snug. That's pretty good. That's a nice balance of like drop shutty. Well, I probably need to break these in, right? Brand new Skiffs. I'll say that nothing strikes me as truly amazing at this point or completely revolutionary for this knife. Seems to be about the same. I probably need to break them in and then kind of really get a feel for it. But maybe my expectations are just too high and maybe my sensories are just too not sensitive enough because and here's the thing. I really didn't expect much because this knife was not lacking in smoothness and drop shutting. The action was outstanding out of the box. I was mainly going for that extra lateral support, and I think I did achieve that. But like I said, we'll see. So, some cool stuff going on here with that steel nub. I'm still on the fence if I like it. I didn't explain why. The main reason why is I just like the idea of being able to change out that ball if I need to. Being that it is a milled steel nub as part of the lock bar insert, this would have to go back to Princeton if I had an issue with it or something happened. It's not something I could resolve myself. Don't see that happening. Non-issue, right? I'm trying to solve problems that don't exist. But I always just go there when I see stuff like that. Changing out detent balls is pretty simple, but I cannot do anything about his nub there. And I also wonder if it's going to wear out. It's hardened. I think it's RWL 34 steel, if I'm not mistaken. It's heat treated, but not as hard as a ceramic detent ball. And so, I don't know. Like I said, might not be anything at all, but I kind of am an old school purist when it comes to detent balls, and I just like ceramic. Woo! I almost threw this knife. All right, guys, comment down below. What do you think of it? What do you think of Skiffs? Have you noticed improvements in things in your knives? I want to hear about it. Talk to you guys later. I'm out.